Let's call this meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Dameron's absent. Mr. Spence? Here. Mr. DeStefano?
Here.
Administrators present. Mayor Petrela?
Present.
Solicitor Lynn?
Present.
Fiscal officer is absent. Dr. Scarpone?
Present.
Mr. Mattern?
Here.
Mr. Merriman?
Here.
We'll stand now for a moment of silence in the pledge. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next on the agenda is the reading of the minutes, and I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Lynn here.
Upon reviewing the recording from last week, the minutes need to be altered. The minutes from the Thursday, July 7th meeting, when it comes to Resolution 2022-10, the minutes convey that there was a roll call vote to suspend the rules and move forward with the third reading of that bill. After reviewing the recording, we found that there was no roll call vote, so we will need to tonight. Therefore, when we did the vote to pass the ordinance, it was invalid because we didn't do a roll call vote to suspend the rules. So tonight we will be doing a third reading of Resolution 2022-10, and it will be the true vote on that bill. So we need a motion to amend amend the minutes from last week to reflect that.
I'll make a motion to amend the minutes.
Second.
You want me to do it?
Roll call vote. Mr. Spence?
Yay.
Mr. DeStefano?
Yay.
Dr. Scarpone?
Yay.
Mr. Mattern?
Yay.
Mr. Merriman?
Yay.
All right. Is there anybody that would wish to appear before council? Please come forward. We welcome you, Commissioner Morelli and Commissioner Graham.
Thank you, Mayor.
Hi, everyone. Thanks, Mayor. Typically, what Commissioner Graham and myself would have is a check for your recreational money. That's why we're here. We would congratulate you, and I'll let Commissioner Graham, but congratulate you on applying for it. We wish we could have made it more. Just to let everyone know, I think we had around $240,000 that we could give out. This is permissive money, and we had requests for about twice that much, wasn't it? About twice that much. So we tried to be as fair as we could. And the only other thing I'm going to say is, got a couple comments recently. One yesterday, as I was getting a root canal. And the dentist said, man, things are looking good in Wintersville these days. He said, you can just see it. And he mentioned a couple new patios, the businesses, and the garbage cans. And, I just think you guys ought to hear that. And I've heard several comments. So keep up the good work. Down here, we're all here to, we all want to make the county better. We do that by making Wintersville, Steubenville, all the communities better, and that's how we'll do it, my thoughts. So, Commissioner Maple couldn't make it, and let you know that, so I'll let Dr. Graham speak.
Thank you, Commissioner. I want to echo the comments that Commissioner Morelli said. You're all doing a great job here in Wintersville. Mayor, appreciate everything you're doing, and all of you are doing in terms of what Wintersville is doing. We were happy to give you $10,000. We had to mail it this time because he was away, then I was away, so we couldn't work on it, get together on the same night, so we finally just mailed it last week. I think you should have it by now.
We already deposited.
Yeah.
We appreciate it very much.
Good. And we're happy to do it. We're happy to give out that money. It's tax money that we can give out to all the communities that apply. All your application materials were in order properly, and we appreciate that. So congratulations, and we're here to help anytime we can.
Thank you, guys. We appreciate the money. We appreciate your time coming here tonight.
Thanks.
Thank you guys very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good to see you guys again, especially you two, Tony, and, Commissioner Graham as well. Listen, it's a very generous reward that we got here, and it's going to be greatly appreciated. It's going to go to good use. It is now our responsibility, and we have big responsibilities to make sure these dollars, how valuable they are, get used in the right way, appropriately, and we max out the benefit that we can. So we appreciate the money. Keep up the good work down there, and good luck to you. But the responsibility is now on us now. And thanks for the kind words on that, too. It takes a lot of work. There's a lot of work done with, Wednesday in Wintersville and the fireworks. I'm sure we'll talk about that tonight, too. But, it seems to be a lot of good things and a lot of good momentum going around here. And we appreciate that support and them kind words as well. Thank you.
And if I could just add to that, I was just telling Anita, or Beth, both of them actually, there seems to be, it's in the air. People want to participate, people want to work together, and I think that's part of our job, is to collaborate and be there and be a voice and a source. So I forgot about the fireworks. That was fantastic.
Yeah.
It was fantastic.
Well,
We were both there.
You guys know as much as anybody. Once you get one, sometimes that second one's easier. Sometimes that third one's easier. And it comes to like donations, or it comes to activities that you may have. It's also. We took 3 years off for the fireworks show, and they had to move it and whatever, and just stumble right back on into it. We got areas of improvement and learning curve involved in that, but I guarantee that Tom and Tammy are going to work really hard to make next year better. So once you get one, sometimes that second one comes better. You guys
I agree.
keep up the good work. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate everything. Thank you.
Yep. I'll go ahead and get out of your way then. Tony said, thank heavens I wasn't singing.
I asked him my elbow, and I said, are you singing tonight?
We'll see you all.
Thank
See
you.
you. Take care.
Anyone else wishing to appear before council? Okay, then we will move on to the ordinances and resolutions.
Okay, the first ordinance is not in your packet. It's in the minutes. It'll be 2210. And it's Resolution 20-22-10, a resolution stating the Village of Wintersville opposes the passage of Ohio House Bill 563, which restricts the regulation of short-term rentals by municipalities. This is a third read. I need a motion to suspend the rules
On a third read?
on the third read,
We don't need a motion.
Yeah, I don't think so.
On the third read.
on the final.
This is the final read, right?
Okay, on the final read. Okay, I need a motion to,
I don't think we need one. I think you just go to a vote after the third one, right?
You should do a motion to get to vote, though.
Okay, motion to vote on the resolution.
Second.
okay, Mr. Spence,
Nay.
Mr. DeStefano,
Nay.
Dr. Scarpone,
Nay.
Mr. Mattern,
Yay.
Mr. Merriman.
Yeah.
Okay. The vote is 3-2. Motion fails. Or we won't oppose it. Okay. Next is Ordinance 20-2211, amending Section 17103 of the Codified Ordinances of the Village of Wintersville to increase local court costs for moving, non-moving criminal violations by $15. This is a third read.
So motion to bring to a vote ordinance 2022-11.
Second.
Mr. Spence,
Yay.
Mr. DeStefano,
Yay.
Dr. Scarpone,
Yay.
Mr. Mattern,
Yay.
Mr. Merriman.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, Resolution 2022-12, resolution authorizing Mayor Mike Petrela to prepare and submit an application to participate in the OPWC State Capital Improvement and Small Government Program, and Mayor Mike Petrela to execute contracts as required for the Moon Valley et al. Project. This is a second read. We can finish it next meeting. And Resolution 20-22-13, 13, a resolution authorizing Mayor Mike Petrela to prepare and submit an application to participate in the OPWC State Capital Improvement Small Government Program, and Mayor Mike Petrela execute contracts as required for the 2023 Resurfacing Program. That's a second read. Okay, Resolution -20-22-14, accepting the amounts and rates as determined by the Budget Commission and authorizing the necessary tax levies and certifying them to the county auditor. That is the second read. Next, we have, how to get to it. Ordinance 2022-15, an ordinance directing the village clerk to certify grass mowing charges to the Jefferson County Auditor's Office for placement on the real estate tax duplicate as liens and to be collected with real estate taxes. That's a first read, and we will do the other two at the September meeting. Next is ordinance 2022-16, an ordinance directing the village clerk to certify delinquent water fees to the Jefferson County Auditor's Office for placement on the real estate tax duplicate as liens and to be collected with real estate taxes. That is a first read. We'll also do that in September. Next is ordinance 2022-17, an ordinance directing the village clerk to certify delinquent sanitary sewer fees to the Jefferson County Auditor's Office for placement on the real estate tax duplicate as liens and to be collected with real estate taxes. First read. That one will also be done in September. And final one is ordinance 2022-18, an ordinance directing the village clerk to certify delinquent sanitation fees to the Jefferson County Auditor's Office for placement on a real estate tax duplicate as liens and to be collected with real estate taxes. That is the first read. That is it.
Great job, Bull. All right. Moving on to reports and announcements, communications. We'll start out with the mayor's court. City revenue for this past month was $5,832.24. The state revenue was $1,312.26. Other revenue was $71, bringing the total revenue to $7,215.50. The police report for the month of July, we got 146 complaints, 198 incoming calls, 13 accidents, 27 cases, 37 traffic arrests, and 9 criminal arrests. This past month, we had 9 licenses and 26 permits for a grand total of $1,475. On to a few announcements. We have Cops and Slobbers. That is a benefit for the FOP Lodge number 97 and the Humane Society. That'll be a gun bash at St. Florian Hall on September 10th. Coming up, we also have the 5th annual Josh Merriman Foundation Golf Outing, Saturday, August 13th at Stoneville Country Club. First tee time is 8 a.m. The fire department and EMTs will be having their annual gun bash October 15th at St. Florian Hall. We also have a reminder for everyone to please cut your grass and quit trying to blow it in the street. If not, we will be having companies cut it, and as Walt just stated, it will be going on to your taxes. Also, the speeding. Spoke with Lou. We got the speed sign ready to go. They're going to be moving it around the village, and hopefully everyone can slow down and pay attention with the speeding. I know it's getting a little bit better, but a lot of people aren't really paying attention to what they're doing and causing accidents. Also for citizens, I think everyone needs to know with the robocalls we talked about, also with the internet, is very misleading. You can't read everything on Facebook and think it's true. Have questions, call the office here, call any member of council, call myself, follow Facebook page News from Wintersville for accurate information. That is the end of that. I will go on to the mayor's report. First off, I'd like to thank Tom and Tammy Straka and all the volunteers and sponsors, especially council with your sponsor. For Thunder in the Ville, it was a huge success. Couple bumps in the road first year back, but Tom Straka did a heck of a job getting it ready. And a lot of the volunteers, they deserve a ton of credit because they worked very hard. I know Councilman Spence helped out there in the parking lot. Bob was taking money and I think making hot dogs or something. We had a lot of help there, a lot of volunteers, and couldn't have been done without everybody's participation. And to our police department, Cross Creek, and Jefferson County Sheriff's Department, all three working together, make sure everyone was safe and safe leaving. We want to extend a congratulations to Indian Creek's Jordan Hiles. She won the Queen of Queens at the OVAC All-Star football game this year. So it was nice that somebody from Indian Creek won, so we congratulate her. I'd like to thank Justin, Randy, Lewis, and Teddy. They were working on a water line break on Wood Ridge. And also Bob Arnold, they had a minor one he helped out on Beechwood. And then Teddy and Randy had one on Canton Road. Those guys all worked well together, and I know the Canton Road one was a little dark, but again, thank you to the police department for helping out with some of the traffic. Also want to thank Justin and Teddy. We had that major storm. We had an older couple that called me, and they were somewhat trapped in their house, and Justin happened to be right by Garden Drive. The couple was on Meadow, and them two ran over there and moved a big branch out of it was right by the road and the driveway, so they could back out of their driveway, because if not, they couldn't move it, and one of them is handicapped, so they were very appreciative, and those two went a little bit above and beyond to help an elderly couple be able to get out of their house that day after the storm. Also want to thank Jason Fabian, our police department, and our fire department for the help clearing the branches and the tree that fell, blocking in the road on Orchard Street and Orchard Place. Jason brought out his skills from when he was on the street department and ran the backhoe, and the police were on scene and the fire department, so everyone working together, we were able to at least get the road open so the citizens could get out that night. Again, we want to thank the commissioners. We did receive a $10,000 grant from the commissioners for Parks and Rec. That'll go big help here. I got some more estimates so we can keep going on a few projects. We want to thank Teddy, all the guys that have put in a lot of time over there getting our garden park up to date, up to speed. They spent a lot of time between, we got new basketball hoops, a new gazebo, new picnic tables, moved some trash cans in, got new equipment, cleaned the place up. Everybody pitched in from all departments on that job, so our guys did an excellent job getting that place cleaned up. The gazebo on Winter Drive, if anyone has noticed, we had it painted, new roof, power wash. We want to thank Bob Coppa for donating his time power washing that. My company did donate the landscaping, which we are going to also end up doing over at Walnut Park around that gazebo and the restrooms there. Also want to thank Bob Coppa. He did a good job. He's finishing painting up the pump house for us. He's almost done with that project, so we thank him for his tireless efforts here, trying to help us get some things done and donating his time. Bob Coppa and Bob Coppa Jr., Randy Spence, even Bob Arnold, want to thank them all for the help getting banners up and benches out. I think everyone's very pleased and excited. I know we still got banners to get up here soon, but thank you guys for donating your time and efforts to get all those done. Quick update on the manholes. With ours, Teddy and I went around, we have 6 more to do that we own. We have 4 on Fernwood, 1 on Main Street, and 1 on Canton Road. And then I did speak again with AT&T. They fired their subcontractor that started our job here. They had some issues. They are lining up a new subcontractor to come back and finish and repair the ones they didn't do, and even some of the ones they started and weren't done correctly. So that project will be, I'm told it will be done before the end of the year, so hopefully we'll get them back here soon. Also, we've been working on the fire hydrants. Some of the old ones, Justin's had his guys going around. They're getting them cleaned up, and we're trying to get them painted in case there's ever any issues with some of the older ones throughout the village. So we're still working on that project, trying to get that completed by the end of this year as well. With some business news, we want to thank, as Commissioner Morelli said, a lot of good stuff has been happening. We see Postillo, they got a new parking lot, really looks very nice. Valley Wine Cellar, they got a new outdoor area. And this past week, Wash Right Car Wash has broke ground. Again, that's going to be a total of a roughly $3 million investment here in the village, creating 10 full-time jobs and 5 part-time jobs once they get completely open. So we thank all of our businesses, big and small, for investing back into this community. Lastly, I want to thank our police department. I had the privilege of swearing in Justin Barbetta. With Justin swearing in, this is the first time in, I believe, 7 years, we are finally fully staffed in our police department. So congratulations, Lou. Great job, Chief.
Good job, Lou.
Also want to recognize Michael Campbell. We had an incident here in July, and he went above and beyond the call of duty, so I wanted to recognize that officer. Also, Joe, Jason, a lot of these guys, I forget the other day, even McGinnis, sorry, I call some of them by their last names, Lou himself. A lot of these guys, I got tons of compliments because these guys stood in the street directing traffic for 4 hours, and they did it in the heat. They did it with a smile on their face, and they were very friendly. I had numerous citizens stop me. A couple called me and said how great it was to see that go on. And I know it was great seeing Lou, talking with kids, showing them the cruisers. It's been excellent to see the community involvement there. To our police department, the common person may never know what you men and women do behind the scenes, but I'm seeing it more and more on a first-hand basis every single day. So I thank you. Lou, please tell your men and women thank you from all of us here in the village. That is the end of my report, and I will turn it over to Walt.
Okay, first item in your packet, we opened bids Tuesday for some surplus vehicles. We did not receive a bid for the 2006 Ford Expedition. The Chevy Impala and Crown Victoria, we had a minimum of $1,000 for each one. We received $1,159 for one and $1,059 for the other. I'd like to have a motion to approve selling these 2 vehicles for those bid prices. Those were the high bids.
I'll make a motion to approve the bids for the 2012 Chevy Impala and the 2009 Crown Victoria.
Second.
Mr. Spence?
Yay.
Mr. DeStefano?
Yay.
Dr. Scarpone?
Yay.
Mr. Mattern?
Yay.
Mr. Merriman?
Yay.
Thank you. Next in your packet is our salt prices from Odot for this coming winter season. Nearly $68 a ton. That's up $4.55 a ton from last year, a little over 7%. We requested 1,500 ton. We have a fair amount left over, but again, depends on what kind of winter we have. But 1,500 ton is going to cost us just shy of $102,000 if we purchase all of that. So it's a good chunk of money. Next item in your packet is the opioid settlement. We received our first share. I believe it's going to be a monthly check, 18 months worth, $1,465. Unfortunately, the approved purposes, which is in your packet, are extremely limited. And it says all opioid funds shall be used in a manner with the approved purposes definition. So there's not a whole lot the village can do. There is some training public safety officials and responders for safe handling practices dealing with fentanyl or other drugs. A lot of it is more for clinical social workers, drug and alcohol counselors. So I'm assuming we'll maybe look into this a little bit more, but we may need some legal guidance on this. But again, it is some money coming into us, and but it's fairly strict on how it can be spent. We did go ahead and purchase the Kubota tractor. The price went up a few thousand to $28,400, but was under the $30,000 that council had indicated last month to approve. So that has been ordered. We're going to hold on. I'm going to not request permission to sell the old one yet. We're going to hold on to that and use that for a while here yet, and maybe after the first of the year, we may look to put it on if it can still help out. One item I have left that is not on your packets, South Avalon Drive, it does not have a cul-de-sac, so we have to back into a driveway to turn around sanitation truck and the plow trucks. We put a little bit of asphalt on it last year, but both of those trucks are still damaging his driveway. So we have a quote, $8,930 to go back 14 feet and put a concrete pad in that driveway so our trucks won't damage turning around that. I'm not sure which season is worse with the loaded salt truck or the loaded packer, but in any event, the gentleman has been nice enough to let us do this. We've damaged his yard the last few years. We redid that, and now to be able to continue doing this, I'd like permission to spend $8,930. We can take it out of the sanitation R&I. That fund is pretty good. We don't need to use the street fund. And I just would like to have a motion to approve.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Thank you. Mr. Spence?
Yay.
Mr. DeStefano?
Yay.
Dr. Scarpone?
Yay.
Mr. Mattern?
Yay.
Mr. Merriman?
Yay.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Well,
Ladies,
is that an ongoing contract that we have with him to turn around his driveway, or is it just a gentleman's
Yes.
agreement?
We both did sign papers for that, and I forget, it might be another 5 years. We're responsible for that first 14 feet, and this will eliminate any further responsibility. He's responsible for the rest of his driveway, back to his garage.
Yeah, I asked Walt, instead of doing asphalt, we're gonna get concrete beds. It's gonna last a lot longer with
Yes,
the weight,
I
because
agree.
you're gonna pay
the
probably
turning, the
roughly
pushing.
Right.
4,000 or 4,500 for asphalt, and it's gonna be damaged in probably less than 2 years with the weight.
Oh, yeah.
So we went with the concrete. It might be a little higher now, but it should last us much longer.
Okay,
Yeah,
thank you.
perfect. That's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you, Walt. All right, moving right along. Any unfinished business?
Yeah, I have a couple of questions. I believe I spoke to Mr. Lynn, the solicitor. We were discussing the employee referral program, and you were going to look into that to see if there were any issues with it. That was the, anybody employed in the village that brings somebody in to work for the village and they stay here for a year, that they would receive some type of bonus.
So my opinion is I can't find anything that would be contrary to that. The bonuses should be legal. That would be with the caveat that the fiscal officer was going to contact the auditors, so I will wait to see if they see anything different. But from my understanding, under the Ohio Revised Code, anything I could find, bonuses are allowed, so, which I would classify that as a bonus.
We'll bring that up at the next finance meeting then.
Okay.
Once we hear from the financial.
Yeah, we may need a policy
Right.
in place.
Right.
And this is,
To implement it, we would definitely need a policy.
Yeah, okay.
But I mean,
Yeah, I just wanted to
but as
just
far
taking
as
little
the
steps here to see if we
policy
can
would
move
be-
forward with it.
enroll.
yeah,
Yes.
so- sorry if I wasn't clear. I was saying that the policy would be legal, but we would need to implement a policy.
Okay.
Right.
Any other unfinished business, anybody?
Last month, did we talk about having backhoe training somewhere?
Yes.
So the only thing I thought about this is wherever we do it, like I'm all for it, all right? But you know, at least look into having some kind of waiver or something with that property owner in case something does go wrong, okay? That both parties are protected. You know, you're on somebody else's property, it's, you know, and I appreciate gentlemen agreements and handshakes and all that stuff, but sometimes we you know, at least got to investigate and make sure that there's a basic agreement that waives us from liabilities and for, you know, injuries or something that may mishap. Just look into that. That was the only thought I had on that backhoe thing.
All right. Any other unfinished business? Okay. Moving on to new business.
Well, maybe this was old business, but we made mention about the Locust Park and restricting dogs down there for a while, or do we have any update on that? I was actually approached by a resident who was down there, and he says, you know, he had his dogs down there, and he would bring all the, you know, the plastic bags and tie it on up on the thing, and people was picking it up and throwing, you know, back on in there. Do we have any update on that? People was.
We have signs up, but other than that, to enforce that, that's why we're hoping to construct a dog park,
Yeah.
possibly as part of this complex with some of the funding we've been getting.
Yeah,
And
we actually looked into a dog park years ago, and a couple residents back by where Betty Steiner lives brought it on up, and at that point was, you know, brought up a liability issue. I hope things have changed and look forward to it because it's well needed. I mean, there's a lot of people here who want to walk their dogs, let them run around and play a little bit, and it'd be nice if we could provide such an opportunity that does not.
We could possibly make that change too. Now, I believe summer parks program ends tomorrow.
tomorrow,
Yeah.
correct.
So that was where one of the bigger issue was. Another one happened in the evening. A gentleman told a young mother and her child to leave in not so friendly language,
Sure,
so his dog could run around. So that was another issue we had
Yeah.
there.
I get it.
Mike, I got one more thing for new business.
Go ahead.
We discussed at the last personnel meeting, I didn't bring it up, that we have 4 departments: the street, the water, the sewer, and the sanitation. And we discussed that it may be a good idea to make a head of each one of those departments instead of having one person in charge of everything. That way, all 4 heads of the departments knows what the projects are, and if there's an issue with manpower, they can consult each other and figure out, hey, let's get this done in a timely manner. I don't know if that's ours, that's an administrative function, I just wanted to bring that up.
I believe that's a.
That's
administrative.
We have that now.
Well, right, but we won't name a street superintendent. We would just have these 4 answering
No,
to.
we have a street superintendent. Perry's position was Public Works Superintendent. He was overcharge of everything. Vern is street and sanitation, Justin is water, Teddy is sewer. Those are our 3 foremen, so to speak,
Right, and they.
supervisors, however you
In the
wish.
gist of the conversation, you know, I hate to say it, I'm sad, you know, that we lost Perry. You know, that if we can bring these guys up to speed a little bit, you know, with, you know, a little bit more money to keep them in that position, you know, that might be something that we should look at.
Yeah, I agree. I was telling Walt too, another position, I mean, I'm not sure what we would call it, but we need to start to try to do some in-house maintenance. We're spending tons of money with sending it to different garages to get stuff fixed. So we do have one gentleman that does work for us now. He's a little mechanically inclined, obviously big stuff, and if we don't have the parts or the tools that'll be one thing, but we could save a lot of money by working on stuff and doing a lot of preventative maintenance on a lot of this stuff. And the one guy is pretty handy. Like I said, we don't have the computer stuff when it comes to that or some of the big stuff for the bigger trucks, but we could end up saving a lot of money. Again, he wouldn't have to take some money and give him a little more money to do that job instead of just a general laborer. But there's another possibility with some reconstruction of the foreheads and things like that.
And that's where the benefit will come in of everybody, like Jason mentioned, go out, get familiar with the equipment, so we don't have to depend on one person.
Well, yeah, and if everybody when everybody works together, we get a lot accomplished.
I want to caution you on that. It's the same thing, everybody's having an issue with CDL drivers. Just because you're a CDL driver or you have a CDL doesn't mean that you can be a snowplow driver.
Exactly.
And the same thing, I would not put, I don't care how much they're out there digging in a field, I would not put a new guy digging up a water break. There is a touch for that you need, and we've had trouble in the past going through a pipe, pulling out a service line. Even our current guys do that sometimes.
Right.
So I'm just saying, it's good to train them in as a backup, and they can be some help, but none of them are ready yet to jump
Oh,
in
no,
and
no, I
do
wouldn't-
that. Okay.
I'm like you, I
I'm just-
wouldn't throw them out there because
Okay.
someone isn't there. We would still, have to call Border Patrol.
Right. Them or
But just because he went out
someone.
and ran a tractor for one day, doesn't
Right.
qualify him
But
to.
it's good to get them started.
Right,
And
exactly.
get some, maybe even some
You have to
on the
start
job
somewhere.
when somebody's there, like Justin, to watch
Yeah.
and give them some tips.
Right.
Okay, we're on the same page then.
Yes.
Okay.
Are we on new business now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Transitioned on over?
Yes.
Listen, Seven Ranges, we had a Seven Ranges Fire District meeting and just general discussions, but there was a nice article written in the Herald Star recently and some information released about the training facility over there in Wintersville. So keep up the good work over there, and that's a nice little read if anybody can get internet access or whatever you need to read it. But it was a very nice article about the benefits that are being provided by the fire department over there. Very good job. We talked about speeding. Speeding is a thing that's been around for a while, all right? And appreciate the effort Lou's got going. Motorcycle safety. I see Randy's got his motorcycle shirt on over there, sporting Harley Davidson. That's excellent. But you got to be aware of motorcycle safety in this neighborhood, too. There was just an accident on 43 recently that, was, anytime you have an accident involving a motorcycle, it's just a sad situation. Thunder in the Ville. I got to listen to the radio a good bit during that weekend, and Joey did a great job over there with the radio station. I will say that when Tom was on the radio, he never put a hand to his back. He kept saying his support staff, his support staff, his support staff, and he thanked council a lot, and it was very well received as just me out there mowing my grass, listening to the radio station, listening to Tom talk. So Tom's support group did an outstanding job with Thunder in the Ville as well, and there's no doubt the next year will be better than this year, and this year was outstanding, so he has the bar pretty high. The last thing I really had was last year was approached by Rob Barker and Rob Specialties about we did some paving back there on Winters, right? And because of the paving, some of the water runoff now was missing the drain. So if we could just stop by and take a look at that and make sure that the water's hitting the right drain during these rain events. I ran into him again. During the rain events, he's still having issues. He's been very patient with us. So if we could,
I have him on my list.
Did you? Okay.
I swung over there already, and then Justin's gonna head there too to
perfect.
take a
He'll
look
be
at
glad
the
to hear it.
situation.
Yeah, he'll be glad to hear it. That's all I had. Thank you for the time.
Okay, Mike, I have some. I've been getting a lot of complaints on Beechwood Boulevard with with over the winter time when we dug up all that stuff about the potholes and
Yes.
that new one. Just see if we can get some more gravel put in that one spot or more blacktop put down.
Yep. The blacktop, I believe, will be coming
With the
with
paving.
the
With the
paving.
large
So
one.
those
That's
large
the
ones,
weekend
they're gonna
bed.
do that,
Yes.
and I think there's one large one on Garden. Right?
Garden going down the.
Garden and
Yeah, turn
Beechwood,
in.
the paving company is going to do both of those, but we'll get more gravel in there soon. I have a couple things just to go back to the parks. again, garden's looking great. Now turns our attention to Walnut here. Got a few things that need done. Got some estimates. This would also include, there's two slides over there. They need power washed and painted with some, I don't know, Rust-Oleum. I was meeting with all these guys. I kept calling it Rust-Oleum. Some stuff that's outdoor that can go on the metal with that and the swing set. Also, the new gazebo on garden, it is due. We knew that when we bought it, that it was going to need stained because it's been sitting for a few years. So the cheapest price to get all this painting done, this is labor, materials, and power washing and the painting, was $2,575. Can I get a motion to approve this work?
So moved.
Second.
All right, hold on. All right, Mr. Spence,
Yay.
Mr. DeStefano.
Yay.
Dr. Scarpone,
Yay.
Mr. Mattern,
Yay.
Mr. Merriman.
Yay.
Also at Walnut, if anyone's been by there, we have a very old roof on the shelter house. Got some quotes for that. The cheapest one came in with a brand new metal roof, includes all the metal and the trim, removal of the old metal of $4,800. Can I have a motion to approve this project?
So moved. Second. Walt's running out of paper.
Yeah, we're going to have to be done here pretty soon.
We got one more.
Mr. Spence,
Yay.
Mr. DeStefano.
Yay.
Dr. Scarpone,
Yay.
Mr. Mattern,
Yay.
Mr. Merriman.
Yay.
slow
Back of
down.
this.
No, they're going to have trouble figuring this out, but they'll get it. Okay.
Lastly, I know we talked beginning of the year about cameras, and I know we did have in our budget. Again, Lou and Sergeant Fabian both helped me out on this. We got everything requoted, and again, this is already priced in our budget, so we broke it down per place. This will get us some new cameras, get them updated. They are very old. Actually, when I was in Lou's office yesterday, it's very hard to even see on some of them. They're very blurry. This one, this quote, which property is this? This is for this building. The total for this building to replace it, and we are going to get longer DVRs. Lou's had a couple incidences where they need longer recording time. So we did talk to the gentleman about being able to store that footage longer than what we currently have. This total is $9,020.45. The next one, if we want, we can wrap this all into one motion. All right, yeah. The next one, where? Not very good telling me where he's at here. Let's see which park is this. This is the update. The ones at the street garage, and that one would be $6,662.76. We also looked at Walnut Park, getting those updated. Would be $7,136.99. And Garden Park would be $2,979.21. So those are the four places that we need to get our cameras updated. And we have money in the Parks Fund. We have money in the Street Department Fund and the Building Fund to get all this approved so that we can keep everybody safe and keep an eye on things so we don't have any issues and get everything up to date. So can I have a motion to approve the spending for the new cameras, remote viewing, all the different sites we're going to be at? Can I have a motion to approve all of that?
Yeah. So moved.
Second.
Okay, Mr. Spence,
Yay.
Mr. DeStefano,
Yay.
Dr. Scarpone,
Yay.
Mr. Mattern,
Yay.
Mr. Merriman.
Yay.
With the cameras and the roof down on Locust, what are the lead times on these getting done?
The roof, well, we're gonna do the painting. They each, well, the one told me, and he was the most expensive, he told me like 6 months, but he was the most, the other one said, depending when we approve it, 4 to 6 weeks. So, and the cameras, I don't, as soon as they get the parts, I don't.
Yeah, I guess.
Is that all,
Okay.
the camera's all from the same company?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, we want, I believe you guys did this 2 other times in the past, the same company we've been using, and then we budgeted for this year to finally get them up to speed here.
Thank you.
Yep. Anybody else for new business?
I have one more. And this is, maybe Walt can help me out here. I was talking to the solicitor, and we were trying to find out what the time frame was that was kept on the video minutes of each meeting.
We get a
We get two
CDs.
We get 2 DVDs.
CDs, yeah,
Okay, and those are kept downstairs in
Yes.
the water office?
in my office.
In your
usually,
office?
Yeah.
So,
So they're permanent. I'm not sure how long they're on the village website, but
right.
we have
But
them.
we have them.
Yes.
And do you have any, like, they probably went back to what, 2000?
Oh, gosh, I wouldn't know. There's,
There's a stack.
yeah,
Couple stacks.
there's
Okay,
a
just
bunch.
as long as we have them. All right.
Yes.
Thank you.
Anybody else under new business? All right. Any transfers tonight?
I don't believe so, no.
All right. Can I have a motion to pay the bills?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Spence,
Yay.
Mr. DeStefano,
Yay.
Dr. Scarpone,
Yay.
Mr. Mattern,
Yay.
and Mr. Merriman.
Yeah.
All right. Quick reminder, in September, we will be going back to 2 meetings a month, the first and third Thursday at 7 p.m. Our next regular council meeting will be September 1st, 2022 at 7 p.m. Thank you. This meeting is adjourned.